All right, so we have finished the mash, and so now the next thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to pull the basket out that has the grains in it, so that we can sparge it. So that's music to my ears to see that. You can hear that. You can probably hear the water running, the water running out of that pretty smoothly. That's really good. And so now I've set this to start boiling. And what we're going to do now is we're actually going to start sparging. Your sparge rate needs to be approximately about 12 minutes per gallon for your sparge rate. So I'm sanitizing the measuring cup that I'm going to be using to pull this out. So here we go. So you can kind of see that this is we've got this going. We've got it just a little bit longer on the bowl. Right, so we're at a minute now. So the sparge water, just in case, I'll go over all the volumes here when I go over the recipe and stuff in a different video. But basically, I will be shooting for about 2.5 gallons of sparge water. Sparge water is heated up to 170 degrees. And what we're trying to do there is actually stop the activity of enzymes, and also make this get all the sugars that are bound to the grains out of the grains and into our wort where our yeast can actually use it. Now, it's usually a better idea. I find that I get a little bit more efficiency out of this when I let some of the water leave the grain bed. But you typically want somewhere between a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch of water to be sitting on top of your grain bed. That's very important for a number of different reasons here. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and unclip this from the tripod real quick so I can kind of show you what this looks like. So that's what we're looking for. The volume there, you can kind of see down there. You can kind of see the volume down there with our temperature, the water that's in there, and our temperature is starting to slowly climb up to the boiling point there. So we're all right. So let's go ahead and continue to add some water here. This is for a 5-gallon batch. And so you never really want to. Depends on the boil rate. You're going to lose probably about a 1/2 pound to the trube. And somewhere between, depends on your system, somewhere between like 0.6 to 0.7 gallons up to a gallon to 1.5 gallons. Just depends on how on your heating method, whether you're going whether you are heating using electricity or heating using like a propane burner or something like that. It is best practice to keep some water on top of the grains at all times. It's thought that actually helps to prevent oxidation of grains. So again, we're trying to just collect about 6 1/4 gallons here. Looks like we're doing good so far. All right, so that's about 2.5 gallons of water that I've added to it. I may not end up collecting all of this. It just depends on the volume that we end up with. And that is sparging.